The Vuil'raith Cabal is a race with a unique uh, play style, dynamic. The best way to describe it is that when other races use this for tracking resources and influences, the Vuil'raith Cabal uses this. So you come from another dimension and you use rifts to get here. the the thing is that there has to be a balance between these two universes. They're not universes, they're dimensions. So to get more monsters into this dimension, you need to throw in living beings into the other dimension through the rifts. So when you capture a planet, you throw the population of the planet into the rift, and it takes, of course, much work to do that because there are many people. So just one per turn. You can throw in one per population per turn into the rift and get back 6 resources worth of your own units. So that's the way you build units. So that's why you don't have to count the resources. And of course, you don't have to count the influences because they get thrown away. That's the basics. But you have many other things here. I'll probably start with the list again. You're chaotic. You cannot use laws, and plots are not given to you. Though you have a certain deals that you can do with the corporation if they want. But you're not part of the Senate, of course. You can only have 7 big ships in one hex because you feel a big army is a waste of resources, and it destroys the funness of the conquest. And independent planets do not join you peacefully. When you eat trade coins and you eat or capture half of the enemy unit's resources as your own units after a battle. So because you can open up small mini rifts inside your stomach to throw half of what you have eaten into the other dimension. So that means that you can shit out your own units. And you can build units from 2 colors, and all ships move and attack without influence because you don't have any influence. So you just roam around. So these are mentioned already. You throw one influence per turn per planet from the occupied planets on to the rift to get 6 resources worth of units. And you use resources only to build the rift torpedo. I will talk about that later. Trade goods can be converted into units on any planet with a 1-to-1 ratio. So when you capture trade coins, or you can actually trade with people, but people usually don't trade with you if they're not like on the other side of or something. If they do not really feel safe. Units get upgraded after collecting 6 kill markers. I have to show this to you. You have a dreadnought on the board, and then you fight, and then you kill something, so you get oops, that's a wrong one. You get a marker on there. When you have 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is easy to count, then it gets upgraded into a dreadnought. Upgraded. So then it symbolizes that you learn when you fight and learn, your units grow and evolve and become better to fight in this galaxy universe. You get 1 per planet captured and big ship destroyed. One of these kill markers. Markers must be given to units in the system. Extra markers can be given to other units types at 2 times the cost. Psychoarchaeology only works on planets with population. Then when you throw them away, the archaeologists don't work there anymore. Other races have a 30% chance per planet invaded to get -1 to the requirements towards researching the reverse rift torpedo. I'll talk about that soon as well. All ships and monsters your ships are monsters, can land and fight on planets. Big ships have +1 hit point on planets, and the destroyer's anti-fight the barrage only gives half the damage. And enemy small ships do not get closed in combat, close in bonus, because you can always eat them. So the Rift Torpedo is this thing. You can't make the War Sun because it's too big, and you don't build metal stuff, and you don't have any. So you can use your resources from the planets you occupy to build these nice Rift Torpedoes. They're just a drive with a rift mechanic inside. So when it hits the enemy, it turns the enemy into. It throws the enemy into the rift, and then you get the 1 unit of the same type back. When you have built 4 of these, you understand they are quite expensive. They cost 5 in the beginning, and they only move 1. But when you have made 4 of them, you notice that you can actually make them a bit cheaper, and with a better engine. So then they cost 3. So the enemies, of course, learn that you have this technology thingy, and with every planet invaded, there is a 30% chance that someone will take some kind of video of you using these rifts, and it will help them in their research. They need the basic rift that they need 6 blues and 4 red techs to have to research the Rift Torpedo. But when they get these -1 tokens on there, then of course it's easier for them, and they all races can get one of these. They probably will trade them. Of course they need to research them separately, but of course they will trade them because you're a big monster. That's the torpedo. The flagship it eats all destroyed units after combat and produces half of their resource worth of units, because usually you only eat the enemy, but the terror between eats your corpses as well and produces from that one new units. It can be upgraded as well, and it then moves to the teching, because you come from other dimension. You are not used to these kinds of laws of physics and stuff, so you have to do some teching. But of course, because you don't have any influence and any resources, so you have a research center. It looks like a space dock, but it's a research center. It has the ability one time per turn. You have the action to build one of them or to change the research focus. You have, but you cannot take every tech that there is. About half of them you cannot take because they are mostly metal things. But when your first action, of course, is that you place 1 color cube on there representing the color of the tech you want to take, and then you get the tech. Then it has the requirement still. It needs 2 infantry to operate, and it needs to be built on a planet with at least 2 resources. So the enemy's Rift Torpedoes are green compared to yours, so that they can distinguish themselves when they get them built. And then they work the same way, that they throw you back into your own dimension and they get 1 unit back with the same type. Okay, the agent is a nice one because you of course, when you invade planets, there are always people that want, oh yeah, monsters. That's nice. Let's join the monsters. So once per turn, when you capture a planet, you use the spoils of this planet to hire a pirate group that you control. They cannot open rifts, and they get pirate coins from planets. they become independent if they move 2 hexes away from your ships. So you gather a extra bonus pirate army around you, but you control them. That's nice. Your commander gets unlocked when you have 3 external actual cards used. Because you like the pirates, you can infiltrate other governments in some way. So you have spies. Whenever you use an external action card, you get 1 external action card. That's the commander ability. And the hero unlock is capture a flagship. So when you finally see one of them, then all unit types that were present in the battle for the flagship gets upgraded. Then purchase this card. It could be that it's unnecessary but depends on how fast they build the flagships. It could be good. Your mech is a nice one. It has the ability, when wounded, you can eat an infantry in a 1 versus 1 fight to get healed. Of course, the idea is that if you do not win the 1 versus 1 fight, then the infantry kills you. But that is really a good ability. I so like that one. That's actually it. A really nicely done race, and everything is balanced, and well, it's not like Bannett for the other races, because the other races are much punier than you, but that doesn't bother you at all.